Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. Today we're working on a swimming pool problem. We're installing a French drain. You can see we've already started trenching. And what's happening is that the liner pops off when the big heavy rains. And you can see how the slope, the entire neighborhood comes down this way. And of course, when it hits the side of that pool, it pops that liner. So the idea here is to try to get a trench that's deep enough to stop the water from hitting the pool. So we're down there about 3 feet, and you can see the water starting to collect in this drain, this line that we're putting in. Line comes all the way down, just clean it out. And we're actually going to put a sump pump in here. So basically in this trench that we're putting in over here, we're going to put gravel perforated pipe, and that's what people call the French drain. And as water comes down this hill, it'll enter that gravel, fill up the pipe, and come all the way down through the trench. And here at the end of the pool, we're going to put a sump pump. Even though we've got good gravity, the pump works faster. So we're going to put a pump in somewhere in this area here. And it's going to be a 1/2 horsepower pump to handle all this water that comes down the hill. We're also going to be putting in a couple of catch basins to help collect the surface water. But surface water is really not the issue here. It's subsurface water, and that's what the gravel perforated pipe collects. So we're using our trencher, and basically we're going to run a 2-inch PVC pipe from the sump pit down through this line, and it's going to discharge into that natural area. So sometimes if you have a deeper excavation for your pit, you can see what I've done is I've cut off the bottom of one of them and slid it inside as an insert. So now we've got about a 4-foot deep pit, and basically we're going to seal this up with a roofing flashing. It goes all the way around, and we'll be able to cut off this nipple. Remember, there's the top, but this is where the line's coming in, and the sump pump will sit down on the bottom. We're going to lift that water up, and then we'll drill a hole, the 2-inch hole. Okay, so we're ready to go ahead and install our sump pit. And this is a deep hole, and you can see how deep our inlet line trench is. See that line coming in? That's the inlet. So what we did was we doubled up our pit. We put some roof flashing tape around it. We cut off the bottom nipple, and this is where the line is going to come in. Let's set this down in the pit and make sure it fits properly. Oh yeah, nice fit right here. Now let's look and see where that inlet line is. Remember, I cut that nipple off, and it should be right at the proper depth. If I can get my phone down there, get the camera. Perfect depth. See that inlet right there? Where is it? There it is. Now I need to drill the inside, and we've got it done. Okay, so we've got our sump pit installed, and way down here is our inlet line. This is going to be a gravel perforated pipe. You can see where it comes into the sump pit. Next, we're going to set the sump pump, and we're going to drill the outlet for the sump pump up here. So on this job, we're using a combination of gravel perforated pipe. You can see the gravel. We're also going to be using some easy flow, and the reason I'm using that easy flow is this area where it comes down the steps really has a lot of water that comes through. So we added a catch basin there at the end. We've added another catch basin right here, and we had to use a riser. You can see that green pipe that comes up from the basin. That's actually just 6-inch pipe, and that we cut that to size, so we call that a riser. That brings it from the bottom of the trench up to your grate. We're continuing on down through, but this system should work really good to protect that swimming pool. Okay, so you can see our sump basin. We've got the lid on there. We've got our discharge pipe coming out. You saw the inlet line. Now we're backfilling. We covered the French drain with a landscape fabric, a geofabric, and now we're going to go ahead and backfill. Remember, we used both types of material here. We used gravel perforated pipe and the styrofoam peanuts. So we're going to backfill this, and then we'll move this soil out of here, and we're done. So here's where we're discharging. This is really downhill from the sump pump, so it should work really good. This goes out into a natural area. Notice that we've got 4-inch pipe, and then it goes to 2-inch pipe because I wanted to get a really good gravity discharge. So a good job for the do-it-yourselfer. Take you several hours, but definitely could save some money. So remember, what we've actually done here is we've installed some people call it a curtain drain, a French drain, a gravel drain. And what it's doing is, you can see the hill, how dramatic that comes down. Water comes down the hill and it's down deep, not just the surface, but down deep. And it's been coming over under the pool deck and hitting the pool liner. If you have a pool with a liner, you know it's put together in sections, and there's just braces behind that. If you get a void back in that area, you'll get water against that void and it'll push that liner off. So this is a real good project for fixing the pool liner, as well as keeping water off of the pool deck. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day.